Live from the Madhouse TV studios in Deer Park, Long Island, the debut of Backstage with Lisa Polizzi and the Hothead.
iTunes USA.
Okay, you're live, guys.
All right, we're live, kids.
But the music's still playing, right?
Yeah, but I'm going to turn that off.
Why don't you let it play through the whole thing, and when it's done, just hit this track.
Rising up, back on the street. Did my time,
Okay,
my
so
chances.
you guys got to bear with us. This is show
Went
number
the
one.
distance, now I'm back on my feet. Just a man and his will to survive. So many times it happens too fast. You trade your passion for glory. Don't lose your grip on the dreams of the past. You must fight just to keep them alive. It's the eye of the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight. Rising up to the challenge of our rival. And the last known survivor stalks his prey in the night. And he's watching us all with the eye of the tiger. Face to face, out in the heat, hanging tough, staying hungry. They stack the odds till we take to the street for the kill with the skill to survive. It's the eye of the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight, rising up to the challenge of our rival. And the last known survivor stalks his prey in the night, and he's watching us all with the eye of the tiger. Rising up, straight to the top. Had the guts, got the glory. Went the distance, now I'm not gonna stop. Just a man and his will to survive. It's the eye of the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight. Rising up to the challenge of our rival. And the last known survivor stalks his prey in the night. And he's watching us all with the eye of the tiger. The eye of the tiger. Eye of the tiger. Eye of the tiger.
But you don't say anything.
Eye of the tiger.
Hello. Good afternoon, everybody.
How we doing out there? This is our debut show of Backstage with Lisa Polizzi and the Hothead. And we're going to have some fun here. We're here every Wednesday from 4 to 5:30. And we're just going to give you a little idea of what we're going to be doing. So what are we going to be doing, Lisa?
Oh, we're going to be having some guests. Let's see. We welcome original music. You know, if you have an album coming out, a CD release party, anything you want to come on and promote, or you just want to call in, you can't make it down to the studio, you're more than happy to have you as a guest either way.
As far as calling in, it's 631-392-0003. So you call in and we'll get you on the air. And we're just going to have a lot of fun. We're going to do some stuff. We have some fun skits that we're going to do. We have a little thing called Musicians That Died and Went to Hell, and Musicians That Died and Went to Heaven. And we all know the ones that went to hell. And we're going to do one of those pretty soon. We're going to bring it up, and he doesn't need any any advanced accolades. We all know who he is, but he definitely went to hell. But Lisa, tell us a little bit about yourself and why we're doing this.
Well, many of you, if you do know me, I'm Lisa Palizzi. I'm a local singer here on Long Island. I front the Lisa Palizzi Band. Let's see, I was asked if I wanted to do something like this, and I sat on it a bit, and I figured, why not? You know, I'm not only helping promote myself and whatever I have coming up, but to also help others who share my passion and do what I do, sing or have a band or, you know, get their voice heard. And it's, you know, we're also going to promote, you know, local venues, give shout outs to local businesses. We welcome sponsorship down the line if you'd like to be a sponsor for us.
Oh, yeah.
So stuff like that. We're going to have some serious topics. We're going to make you laugh, maybe make you cry sometimes. We apologize for that. But it's good to feel. Let yourself feel, people.
Feel good. Yeah, we're gonna make you cry. Just listen to the show; you'll cry plenty. But we're gonna actually eventually we'll have a format. Please don't gauge us on our first performance because neither one of us have done this. This is all brand new for me for sure. I've never even been inside a radio studio, and I'm anticipating a lot of fun. We do have as a guest today a local musician who's going to come on and talk with us, a guy named Tom Corsiari. He's going to be on at 5 o'clock. And he's debuting his new album. And it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I know the guy since I'm 7 years old. And we're going to bring him in. We're going to have a really good time. And right now, what we're going to do is we're going to do our first musician that died and went to hell. And that's going to be Mr. Jimi Hendrix.
She's walking through the clouds with a circus mind that's running wild. Butterflies and zebras and moonbeams and fairy tales. That's all she ever thinks about. Riding with the wind. When I'm sad, she comes to me with 1,000 smiles. She gives to me free. It's alright, she said, it's alright. Take anything you want from me.
All right, well, we're back, and that was our first deceased musician who went to hell. I don't know if anyone thinks that's funny, but I sure as hell do. So
He's in the good part. Every place has a good area and a bad area.
yeah, right. Well, we could change it if we get some bad feedback. We'll change it to the ones that went south and the ones that went north, and then we'll have to burn the Confederate flag too. But well. All right, well, we're back, and that was our first deceased musician. Oh my God, I'm on a delay. You got to turn that off.
Somebody in our studio audience is tuning in.
Yeah, somebody in our studio audience had it playing live, and
You all are beautiful, by the way. Don't we have a beautiful built-in studio audience?
we do.
Give a hand to
We do.
yourselves, people. Ah, yeah, especially you wearing the pink. You're beautiful. Where did you get that outfit, by the way? I love your shoes.
Yeah, the studio is packed with people, so we're trying our best here to do a good job. But it's gonna be tough. This is quite an undertaking, considering we have an hour and a half to do. We've done 10 minutes,
Yeah.
and we're out of material already.
And you know what? I barely talked all my life, and I have so much to say, and I've held so much in. I got hit with a dodgeball in 4th grade. I'm just talking about it now. I can't.
Well, that's
I've held it in too long.
That's because you can't see.
Yes, by the way, if any eyeglass companies would like to sponsor me, I do wear glasses on stage and everything.
She can't see through them, but it's not a problem. But in me, I'm colorblind. And
So anyway, what about the Mets?
what about those Mets? Any Met fans out there? Well, I sure as am. I am a Met fan. I'm a big Met fan.
Come on, everybody. Yeah, there you go. Let's hear it for the Mets.
Our boys are one game away from getting into the World Series. If you're watching them, they are a really, really good team. And our next game is, I believe, tonight, and at 8 o'clock. And I'll be there with my Met hat on, my Met jersey on.
Who are they playing against?
The Chicago Cubs.
I thought that was a football team.
Yeah, it is. They're a football and basketball team.
Really?
Yeah, they're all the Chicago Cubs.
Oh, okay. And I heard some guy named Murphy's been thrown around a lot.
That guy named Murphy he's doing a good job. He's the bomb. And,
Kudos.
Unfortunately, that he's not going to be back with us next year, but because he's going to make $100 million next year for a long contract. But he's going to get us to the series, and that's good stuff.
Yep, and we'll have him on the show. Why not?
Definitely going to have him on the show. But anyway, I didn't even introduce myself. I'm Hothead Nick, and I'm a local musician on Long Island, a soloist. I do a bunch of stuff with Miss Lisa Polizzi. I'm actually going to play a song that we do together, and we like to do some gigs together, and I play in between the Lisa Polizzi band set every once in a while, and we have a good time. We're waiting for Miss Polizzi to get some original material out there so they can make it to the big time, which is definitely going to happen.
It's in the works.
It's in the works.
When I
and
present it, it's going to be good. That's what I want. I want good quality stuff.
hands down, hands down. And Miss Polizzi was just on a great television show, Channel 5. We were in studio there. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, it's called New York Star of the Day. It airs throughout the whole tri-state area. It's a singing, I guess, musician competition. I don't think it's just singers. I mean, I think there's been, the show started out in Boston, which has been airing and actually has won, I think, some awards, Emmy Awards or something. Started back maybe the late 70s, early 80s out in Massachusetts. Stars like Sarah Silverman and Meghan Trainor have actually appeared as contestants on the show in the past. I did a couple of episodes. I won an episode, which progressed me to another episode. And how it works is there's 3 contestants every show, and they determine one star of the day, unless there's a tie. Like in my case, they determined a tie, and there were 2 winners out of the 3. And you get a star. Now,
You're my star.
the way this works, though, is the judges, a panel of judges, 4 judges, give you a score from 1 to 10, and that determines the star of the day for that show. But winning a show actually does not guarantee you in the finals. 12 contestants throughout the entire, span of the show, however many contestants they have, are going to be chosen. 12 contestants. Whether you want a star or not, you are in the running as if you have online votes.
So how do you get back on the show?
I need enough online votes. The voting module was open for a week after my 2 shows aired. And hopefully, I have great supporters, and I know they were working hard voting, and I don't underestimate their power. I think I have a good chance of getting back on.
I think you have a good chance. You're a relentless marketer. Now we've got to relentlessly market this show. Which
I want to thank Good Times Magazine, actually, for they featured me in an article and that I was going to appear on the TV show. So thank you to Good Times Magazine for that.
Well, we're going to get another song back in here. Let's see if we got something. Well, let's get another this guy's definitely going to hell. Let's put this guy up here. We got our boy, Mr. Jim Morrison, who is going to hell. Yeah, unless he's still alive. I know they still have sightings of Jim Morrison. Yeah. Him and Elvis.
And there wasn't a death certificate or something.
Yeah. him and
no
Elvis.
autopsy or something. Something or other. He's with the Indian in the desert.
Yeah, they're still they're still saying he's alive. Elvis is alive, and they probably have some condominium in Belize down there. And but anyway, here's a little bit of the Doors for you.
Keep your eyes on the road, keep your hands upon the wheel.
fashion lady. Give up your vow. Give up your vow. Save our city. Save this city right now. Yeah. I woke up this morning and got myself a beer. I woke up this morning and got myself a beer. Yeah. You sang I woke up this morning and got myself a beer. This is for you to sing. I woke up this morning and got myself a beer. Yeah, I said roll. The end is always near. Yeah, I said roll, baby, roll. Roll, baby, roll. Let it roll, baby, roll. Let it roll. All night long.
All right, kids, we're back. And our first guest is actually in studio, which is great.
All right, that's enough.
All right, settle down in that audience. We have a lot of people here today in the audience. They are really, really supporting us. It's really, really
They're
good
all,
stuff.
we love you.
We got them all drunk first. Next week we're gonna give out weed. So anyone who knows where Madhouse Studio is in Deer Park, it's on Jefferson Boulevard. Get your butt down here. Next week we're giving out weed. So we're gonna have to bribe the people. We have Mr. Tom Corsiari in the studio. He came in a little bit early. How you doing, Tom?
I'm doing good. Doing good. Good to be here, guys.
Tom is a local musician. He is also someone that I've lived on the same block with him since 1966.
65.
All right. Well,
Very
you're-
local.
Yeah. Well, I did too many drugs. I wouldn't remember that year. That year went by. But we grew up together in the 60s and 70s, and he's been playing music since I think he's 4 years old.
Pretty much.
Wow.
Yeah, he was born with "And I Love Her" in his butt.
This is
He's a big Beatles influenced guy, and he's going to tell him a little bit about himself, and we're actually going to play one of his songs so you could hear it. I listened to the album. I think it's outstanding.
Thank you.
How many albums have you done, Tom?
This is the seventh release.
And which song do you want me to play first?
You can play "Someone Will Find You."
Okay.
That was the. I did a video for that over the summer,
Okay.
and we shot that in our hometown, back in Greenland. We shot that. Video.
Wow.
In a little-known estate that I didn't know about. It's off of. I don't know if I can say this. Arbutus Road. Don't go racing over there.
I remember Arbutus Road.
I remember Arbutus Road too. I did not know about this estate until this spring, and it was just showing up, and people saying, "Oh yeah, we used to party there all the time back in the '70s." And where was I never know. Great. So we shot this video there for a song called "Someone Will Find You," and it's got a nice response. And the Greenlawn people are all excited about it. And everybody's going, "Hey, I know where that is," and which is all again new to me. But feel free to play the track, and then we'll talk.
All right, and we'll talk about what the influence and everything behind this song, because this man can definitely write some music. This song is by Deerheart.
She says she hates not knowing. She feels she's not growing. She's always in pain. She said a southern wind beckons, and that's what she reckons she needs to sustain. She said you'll land on your feet. Someone will find you if that's what you need. She said the memories were sweet. Oh, someone will find you precious. Those intimate treasures will always remain. She said, we've so long pretended, not what we intended, still no one's to blame. She said they were echoes of youth. Someone will find you, will vanquish your blues. She said it's an immutable truth that someone will find you, someone will find you. She said we all suffer loss. Someone will find you, it's a matter of course. She said you still taste of divorce. Still someone will find you, someone will find, someone will find you, someone will find, someone will find you, someone will find you. She said.
All right, that's Mr. Tom Corsiari. So, what was your influence, Tom, on that song?
Well, I without getting too mushy about it, I just gotten over divorce a couple of years ago, and I finally kind of cleared myself, and I was out in Montauk for a week, and I thought, it's time to just, clear things up. And I'd been working on some music, and a new album had been kind of like being held off. I was just looking for direction, and the idea of being out there and against someone, finding it. Oh, I hear a telephone.
We have a telephone. We have a caller. I'm going to tell him. I'm going to answer the phone. Just bear with me 1 second. iTunes Radio USA. How you doing?
Okay, how are you?
Oh, we're just grand. Who is this?
This is Alex. I just want to tell you that you have to fix the volume levels.
Yeah, we just heard that the volume levels on music is too loud.
It's too loud, and between Lisa and Hothead, is this Hothead?
Yeah.
Yes, your vocals are really low. I'm constantly going up and down on the volume.
So who's louder than who?
Lisa, you are much lower than Lisa.
I'm lower than Lisa.
Yes, much lower.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I shut off the radio because I'm like echoing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. But you guys are great. It's a funny show.
Well, today's our debut show, and are you my brother or something calling in that I don't know about, or?
No.
No. Well, we really appreciate that, and we will get the kinks banged out of here. Like I said, we're actually on the air for 25 minutes so far, and
okay.
So this is our first show, and we really. What was your name?
Alex.
Alex, where are you from?
Nassau County.
Okay,
I know
so we're
Alex.
going all the way to we're going all the way to Nassau.
Actually,
County.
at some point, we're going to have Alex on.
Yes, we'll have Alex on as our first guest.
The Jerry Dijon Band.
That somebody touched something, and my entire screen is gone, and I don't even know what the hell is going on here. And
Alex, can you fix that from where you are, please?
please, can you help us out a little bit? Because I'm ready to freak out right now.
And tell your guest that was a great song.
Oh yeah, wasn't he? Isn't he Dynamite? Tom,
Thank you.
talk
Yeah, I
talk
like
to Alex.
the pod.
Thank you, Alex. I appreciate that. Always good to hear. You can. I got my CDs out there. New album is out there. CD Baby and Amazon and all those wonderful places under the band name Dear Heart. So feel free. And if you go to Bandcamp, you can download the album, the entire album, for $1.
Oh, wow.
I thought, it's not about the money; it's about getting the music out there.
Wow.
So just feel free to pass that on.
Well, we have a major technical difficulty, but we're gonna get our technicians on this. So, but we decided that we're gonna go through some childhood stuff because me and Tom go back. Thank you very much. I can finally see. No.
Yeah, and this is kind of like the first day of school, So I think it's good to bring up childhood stuff.
Yes, it is.
Where do I sit at the lunch table? Nobody likes me.
What did I do last summer?
I remember having a bologna sandwich. That's all I remember.
Oh,
Going
yeah.
to Hills and getting Oscar Mayer bologna. It was the first thing we had. It was the first thing we had. It was awesome.
All right.
And
And then your mother would make that for you for the rest of the school year because you said you liked it.
no, the rest of my life.
Right. Exactly.
Actually, it wasn't my mother. It was my grandma, Nanny.
Yes, that's
We
right.
I had my nanny,
I remember you.
and
Grandparents.
and she was a pisser. Is Alex still
Yes,
on the
I think
phone?
Alex is still on the phone.
No, Alex hung up.
He got tired of our shenanigans.
Thank you for calling in, Alex.
Yes.
Sorry we didn't say goodbye.
I'm gonna
Our fan.
I'm gonna go on and find that number, and I'm gonna call him, and we're gonna get him on the show as our first guest. I know we're having some problems with volume, and we'll get it all rectified.
I'm having a lot of problems, but I don't want to talk about them today.
But what's the matter, Lisa? Come on, tell us what's wrong. You can't do that to the audience. I have problems too. Mm-hmm. Big problems, major problems. I was going to do our intro song this morning, and so I could do the voiceover, and electricity was turned off on the block at 9:30 in the morning.
That's lovely.
Yeah, wonderful. So I have a generator going, and I had to decide whether to keep our food cold and make the coffee or do the voiceover. Well, I had to have coffee, and we can't have the food go bad. So I had to do a live version of our intro. But next week we'll be up and running.
Yes.
But Lisa, what's wrong with you today?
Oh, nothing I want to talk about. Well, I do have
That's great for radio, by the way.
Yes, exactly.
I do have an addiction to candy. They have coming here is like coming to grandma's house. You know when you go to grandma's house and she has the candy jar? They have a nice little candy jar here. I just can't help but read it.
And it's delicious.
Thank you, Madhouse, for the candy.
Yes. Well, I'm going to load up your second song, and if I could find it, Mr. Corsiari.
Sure.
And in the interim, give me a little tidbit of us growing up. Give me a story that you remember of me.
Okay, there are so many. First of all, Nick and I, Nicky's the first guy I knew to actually play the guitar. The first person I personally knew. He and a neighbor, a friend named Ray. You know Ray?
Yeah, I still talk to Ray Chaffedini. I'm going to actually have him on as a guest.
Excellent. Well, they were the first two guys I knew who actually had a band. And I was impressed as hell. I was 7 or 8 years old and Nick had a guitar. And he would play like Smile Little Smile for me. I go over and hang out with his younger brother. We're friends. And Nick would always play whatever new song he had learned. It was Wild Horses and Smile Little Smile for me. And he would, entertain us. And I was just beyond impressed because this guy could play. Mm-hmm. And across the street, we had another mutual friend, a neighbor, Paul Butler. And and Johnny Fisher, who lived next door. Mm-hmm. And we had a little group, me and Paul and Johnny. None of us could play. But we had a group, nevertheless, and we would make up songs. Because that's what it was. It was making up songs, right? Who wrote songs. And Paul and I wrote these lyrics one day, and Nicky comes over with his guitar in tow. He's on the way somewhere with his guitar. And he says, what you guys got there? I said, well, we got this song we wrote. Let me take a look. And he proceeds to put it to music.
Wow.
And it was very simple, G, C, D kind of a thing. But it was like, we really wrote a song now. We were like 10 or 11 years old. I think he was a couple years older than us. And it was just this wonderful moment that we actually had written a song. And, if I'm ever back, I remember that song.
I was going to ask you, do you remember it?
Oh,
That'd be
yeah,
awesome.
I do.
I don't remember it. All I remember is Stepping Stone. I played it for a whole year in my room, and my mother said, shut that fucking door or I'll kill you. I played the song for a whole year.
Yeah.
The only song. I'm Your Stepping Stone. It was great.
It's good stuff.
That was good. That's the only song I remember playing. But yeah, that was good times. You know, we were
Yes, it
lucky.
was.
We were lucky kids, man, because we grew up in a really great neighborhood.
Absolutely.
You know, we came out of some scary places. And Tom, if I don't find your next song, I'm going to kill myself.
That's okay. We can.
But
we can keep
I'll tell you
talking.
what.
We can keep talking.
Yeah, we'll just keep talking, you know. And it's the volume is really low, and we got to get used to this. And well, we'll get used to it, I promise. But I am going to play a song now from guys, musicians that died and went to heaven. And this is a song by Mr. T-Rex. All right, we're back.
Thank you. Hey, cutie.
This is a great studio audience. I got to tell you, man.
They're fabulous.
They really are. So, what's the question I was going to ask you?
You can ask me about the studio.
Oh, yeah. Not about the studio audience, about the studio. How awesome is this studio?
This
man?
is very cool. I didn't even know this existed out here. This is great, man.
I didn't know it existed either. And but the funny thing is that me and Lisa were doing she was being interviewed, and on another radio station, and we went there, and the problem was that the person who owned the radio station, what they did is they had a little bit of a problem with the partners, so he had to move the studio to his house.
Oh.
So it was in the basement. And it was my first, introduction to radio, and I'm like, oh, wow, this is really cool, even though I had no idea. And, so it was in the basement, and it was the guy had a makeshift studio that he did, what, Lisa? He did it in how long was it, what did he do, in like an hour or something like that?
What, the show we did?
Yeah. I mean, he moved the studio in like an hour.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, I felt so bad for him. And, and the dogs are barking, and, a little thing hits the floor above you, and it sounds like a fucking bowling ball. And it's like, I'm going, wow, this is live radio. This is pretty cool. You get away with this shit on live radio.
But we did it.
But anyway, so it was my first introduction to radio, and it just happened to be like three or 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And me and Lisa did a song that I'm probably going to play. It's not a great quality cut of us doing
it's
it.
live. Yeah.
It's a live version, and I'm sure there's at least, 7 or 8 people listening to the station today. But anyway, I'm going to put the song on because her parts are great. My parts, not so much. But it was a live version at the Red River Inn. I want to give Red River Inn a plug because we both play there a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I play there every Friday night from 5 to 8 o'clock, and it's a lot of fun.
It's out in
It really
Yaphank.
is. Out in Yaphank, yes. But anywho, I lost my train of thought. But anyhow, we want to do another cut by Mr. Tom Corsiari, and I like this song a lot. This song reminds me of Old Time Band,
Cool.
a band by the name The Byrds.
The Byrds, absolutely.
And that was the first thing I thought of when I heard this song. I just think it's outstanding.
Thank you.
I think this whole album is outstanding.
Cool, thank you. I appreciate that.
And considering I never heard any of your other albums, I haven't seen Tom. Well, maybe in the last 3-4 years we've crossed paths, but since childhood we really haven't, stayed in touch. And
Since we were dating sisters. we were dating sisters once upon a way back when.
that's pretty freaking funny. But without further ado, what do we got here, Tom? What is this song
It's
about?
called The Stars Not Falling. I co-wrote it with a friend, John Geffner. John is another Long Island musician, and he wrote the majority of the lyric. And it's just about, it's kind of self-explanatory. It's just about, not giving up in a long-term relationship.
And we've had many of them.
And we have. And unfortunately, I just found out, and this is awful to actually keep me laughing about this, but John's getting divorced. So he wrote this prior to,
Fuck him. Join the club.
prior to his divorce. Nevertheless, it's a fun song. I borrowed a Rickenbacker 12-string for the guitar parts on this, so hence the very Byrds-like sound. And that's kind of the story behind this.
And what would be the name of this song?
The Stars Are Not Falling.
And here we go.
Oh, don't tell me it's too late. All talk of expiration dates. We have come too far to be resigning. The stars are not falling. They're aligning. are not falling. They're aligning. If we get the hard part out of the way, I know we'll live to love another day. There can be no breaking, only bending on the road to a happy ending. The stars are not falling, they're aligning. If we get the hard part out of the way, I know we'll live to love another day. There can be no breaking, only bending on the road to a happy ending. We've been here before, we'll make it through once more. This is not new ground that we are mining. The stars are not falling, they're not falling. The stars are not falling, they're aligning. They're aligning, they're aligning.
Holy shit, man, that was good. I really like that.
Thank you. Audience is too kind.
The audience is of the bomb here, aren't
Hey,
they?
they are.
They're really great.
They're like a band. I just put up my arm with the fist to
I
tell them
know.
to stop, and they all stop in
And
unison.
and
crazy.
it really is unbelievable.
Very compliant.
But anyway, I never finished my story, and the reason why I lost a little concentration is because of when we were in the studio, when I was in the studio about a month ago, and me and Lisa did a song. Well, actually, we did 3 songs,
Yes.
and it was obviously kind of scary because it was unplugged. I mean, unplugged is nuts. I would never do unplugged. I mean, she could do unplugged, but she's got a great voice.
Mm-hmm.
I would not do unplugged because I need the effects and I need I need all of that shit. But it was kind of scary. But then a couple of weeks later, Lisa asked me about doing a radio show where we're going to host it and do the show, and I'm like, no. So she goes, well, come on, let's go to the place. And I said, okay, let's go there. And then she takes me to Madhouse TV. And I'm like, what the fuck? This place is like, compared to where we were, it's like the Taj Mahal. I'm saying, there's TV cameras, there's a green room where you sit and all the guests, for the before the show starts are all assembled in there. And how they bring on the guests one after the other. There's all of this stuff. It's unbelievable. And and I'm looking for where they're gonna drop the bowling ball on the roof. So it's like it was just like a lot of fun.
Well, if you want, I can get a ladder. I can go up on the roof and drop things.
It's just a very, very class act studio,
Yes, it is.
and I am honored to be able to do this show here. But anywho,
This is great. This place is great. It's very cool.
isn't it nice?
Yes, it is.
I think Lisa Pulizzi is going to give us a little background on her little childhood because we want to get into some childhood stuff here. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Maybe it'll let you a little into why I sing. It's really the reason why I sing.
Is it really?
Yeah, I had no friends. I hated school. I was one of these kids that was school phobic. I mean, literally having anxiety attacks going to school.
I didn't. I just did drugs. I compensated.
I got bullied. So my thing was the days I did show up for school. I remember one year on my report card, 70 absences.
Wow.
I'm not even kidding.
You wouldn't make it through to school now. Now they're very strict.
Yes.
Oh, I know. So I put my mom through a lot, believe me. So anywho, my thing was the days I did go to school or even when I was home was just sitting in my room singing. And even when I went to I had my two nieces who I was very close with. They were only like 2 years apart, so they were more like, sisters. Every time I went to their house, as soon as I wake up, I'm like, let's go outside and sing. Like, it became work to them. I loved it. Like, we had to sing. I was like, yes, all I want to do is sing. I mean, we'd sing for hours on the swing set. And then we would do stuff like this. We would, like, pretend we were on the radio and make up characters. And then I would sing. And what you did, writing stuff, I mean, you had Nick to come in and we didn't have no, we tried to do harmonies.
Yeah, Nick came in with all 3.5 of his chords.
we didn't have anybody to play, but
He blew in there with a G, C, and D. He was just fucking awesome.
we started a girl group called the Sweethearts. It was the three of us, and we used to write tunes.
Okay.
And I remember the first song we wrote, it was called Love is in the Air, and we wrote it sitting by the pool.
That's a big hit now.
It was,
Residuals.
Love is in the air. You should be getting some...
but everything was so literal. The lyrics were, I met you at the water. You were just standing there, and a heart floated by. It was in the air. Love is in the air, air, air. Love is in the air. I love you, my darling. Oh, yes, I do. Love is in the air. That was my first song.
I like it.
my first poetry was, I have a dog. His name is King. He eats very good. He plays very good. He died the next day. And then they got a school psychologist the next fucking day.
I don't remember you having a dog. Though.
I didn't have a dog. That was the whole thing. I made the whole thing up. And the school psychologist is this child is really, he's got major mental problems. It's like we're gonna have to. But they didn't have that back then.
No.
We didn't have any drugs.
No.
They didn't care. They didn't really care.
Well,
And
some of us, not me personally, but some people in my family were given medication, if you remember.
Yeah, but that was the extreme back
Yeah,
then.
it was. They had to give you something. They gave you basically, it was like speed to calm you down.
And please tell me he doesn't own a computer.
He does not. He does not. At least I don't think he does.
Because if he does and he gets a hold of his radio show,
That's it.
I'll head for the fucking hills.
Thanksgiving will be a
Okay.
wonderful holiday.
Because he was a character, and we're not going to name him, but he was something else.
Yes.
So anyway, so you're singing on the playground.
Yeah.
Love is in the air.
Love is in the air.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I remember my first song. We had our little group, me, Johnny, and Paul. We were in the basement. We called ourselves the Swingers. After Swingers Donuts. Remember those little? They were like the cheap version of like Enterman's donuts. They were like white powdered donuts. They were called Swingers, and had cool picture of like people like with record players and records. So we were the Swingers. And my first song was Aunt Flopsy. Now, Aunt Flopsy, I didn't even understand where the connection was because it was named after a chocolate Easter bunny I had. I didn't realize Flopsy Mopsy. I was like 10. Yeah. But it was Aunt Flopsy, I can see you're lonely and I want to help. See, I was always kind of looking at that optimistic thing. And then you repeated that and we had a guitar solo. It was like, I'm Henry VIII. There's like one verse repeat ad nauseum. And that was my first song. And everybody else was ripping off Beatles songs. Paul wrote a song called Wait a Minute, which was actually the coda of Please Mr. Postman.
Right.
That was his song.
Right.
And Nick's brother, Joe, who's probably listening now, is going to be flipping that, wrote a song called Bellyache.
He wrote a song?
He wrote a song called Bellyache. Now, Joe could play the keyboard.
Yeah.
So Joe was actually a little more advanced than the rest of us was because he could actually play a keyboard.
They had medication for him, too. But that's a whole other story.
But Joe was a musician. Joe could play. We'd go up. I remember when I was a teenager, and Joe would, we'd hang out, and Joe would like go and had a little Magnus chord organ. Right? Remember those Magnus chord organ? But Joe would go up and play the spinning song.
That was a plastic organ.
But Joe could play. He'd play like Evil Ways, and he'd play like this spinning song, and like things. Like, wow, he could really play,
Oh, wow.
And I didn't know how to play. I didn't pick up a guitar legitimately until I was like 18 or 19. I mean, I had guitars over the years, and I tried to goof around, but. So there you go. They had music in the family. The music was in the family.
Yeah, it was in the family for sure. I didn't start till I was 12 years old, but I had the worst equipment. I mean, I had the worst. I mean, I was in a band. We had a band, and we didn't even have a bass player.
Right.
You know, it was with Ray Chaffadini. By
Yes.
the way.
You guys played the 7th grade dance.
Yeah.
You played our 7th grade
Yeah,
dance.
that was great. We had 3 songs, and we played them all for 45 minutes. Sly and the Family Stones, and oh my God, those were the days, though. Those were the great days.
It was great for us because we knew the band. I was in 7th grade. Hey, man, I know the
I
band.
know the band.
I got an in. I know the band.
Well, I know a great band, and that band would be the Lisa Polizzi band. And where the hell are you guys playing coming up?
Actually, we have not until November, but November we have a gig every Saturday. I think every Saturday in November coming up.
And where would those places be?
Let's see. We have the first Saturday. We have the Sea Cove in Mauritius.
Oh, that's right around the corner.
The second Saturday we are at Sidetracked in Sayville. The third Saturday we are at the Red River Inn in Yaphank. Oh, and the fourth week is actually on a Friday. I think it's still yet to be.
You can't play on Friday. I play on Friday.
The last Friday is we're gonna be doing I think Manning's, a place called Manning's, out in Carl Place.
That's cool. I'm not going there. It's too far. Tom, where are your gigs coming up?
I have nothing coming up, actually, to be honest with you.
Oh, good. Then you come play with me on Fridays at the Red
we go.
River Inn. I'm
You
on
really
5
should.
to 8. It's a lot
we
of
go.
fun, man.
I should come down, definitely. I've got some, I'm engaged. Did I tell you I'm engaged?
Engaged to
I'm
be married. I
engaged to be
saw her.
married.
She's lovely.
Yeah, she is. She's,
How did you do that?
You get a ring. They say, when you marry me, and if you're lucky, they say yes. You know?
Well,
It's wonderful.
congratulations.
Yes,
That's a
thank you.
beautiful thing.
Yeah, so that's kind of what's on my schedule is, getting married and having this, figuring out where we're going to go, what we're going to do. It's all wonderful.
Go to Belize, man.
Yeah. You guys are going to Belize. That's
Yeah, we're going to. Well, in about a year, we're going to be doing I'm going to be doing the show remotely from Belize for sure.
That is very
I
cool.
finally got to see what Belize looks like. I was watching an episode of Family Guy and they went to Belize.
There you go. Isn't that a cartoon?
Yeah.
Oh, so you actually didn't see what Belize is like. You saw the animated version
Yes.
of Belize. This is actually going to be a pretty funny show. I'm very glad. I'm very glad that this show is not going to suck. And here is our third musician that died and went to hell.
Okay. Well, the last one went to heaven, didn't he?
Yes.
The last one went to heaven. This one died and went to hell.
I like to do a song of great
Ah.
social and political import. It goes like this. Oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? My friends all drive Porsches. I must make amends. Worked hard all my lifetime, no help from my friends. So, oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? Oh Lord, won't you buy me a color TV? Dialing $4 is trying to find me. I wait for delivery each day until 3. So, oh Lord, won't you buy me a color TV? Oh Lord, won't you buy me a night on the town? I'm counting on you, Lord. Please don't let me down. Prove that you love me and buy the next round. Oh Lord, won't you buy me a night on the town? Everybody, oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? My friends all drive Porsches. I must make amends. Worked hard all my lifetime, no help from my friends. So, oh Lord, won't you buy me a Mercedes Benz? That's it.
She's definitely going to hell.
Oh, I don't know about that, Janice.
We
my
love
favorite.
jazz, but these guys kill themselves. You can't just kill yourself.
Well, she didn't kill herself intentionally.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
She got lonely.
She was what?
She was a woman left lonely.
Yes, she was.
Yeah, okay.
The story was some guy was supposed to come meet her that night, and she didn't deal with loneliness too well, which I can relate. I don't like being alone, but I have candy. I don't go to barbiturates or anything like that. But
Little girl, would you like some candy?
but this guy was supposed to meet her, and she was so in love with him, and he never showed up. So, you know, a little 8-ball and.
Adios, amigos.
I guess. So.
Unfortunately.
See, so she didn't go to hell. She went to.
Yeah, I guess.
She couldn't go to hell for that.
But what the hell are you giving me shit to read for? Someone in the audience giving me shit to read while I'm on the radio, and you know what the hell? I can't chew gum and walk at the same time. So I'm reading here, and I got dead air.
This is true.
But anyway, we want to thank Tom. He's getting married. He's got this great album coming out.
Yeah.
Out. It's not coming out. It is out.
It is out.
And once again, that album is called
Everything Matters
by
by the band Deerheart, which is actually just my nom de rock, or whatever you want to call it. You know, like this one, I do that thing. You know, that undercover of a band name.
How did they get this album?
How do you
Once
get this album?
again,
You can go to cdbaby.com. You can go to Bandcamp. You can go to Amazon. Any place online. iTunes. Yes, iTunes. Any place online you can purchase music, you can get this album. If you go to CD Baby or Bandcamp specifically, those two sites, you can download it for $1 for just $1. The whole
Jesus Christ, that's absurd.
album. Whole album for just $1.
That's
So
like, that's so silly.
it's a good
but-
thing.
I'm glad you're finally doing the right thing
Yeah,
with your girlfriend,
this is true.
your fiance,
Fiance making an honest woman of her.
Yes.
fiance.
She's making an honest man of me is what she's doing.
Aw.
Well, that's a beautiful thing.
Yes.
That is
yes.
very nice. Me, myself, I've done that several times, and every time that I went on a honeymoon, which is 3 times.
Okay.
The first time I went on a honeymoon, this was great. Oh, we didn't. I only had 2 honeymoons because the third honeymoon was actually canceled because of a fucking hurricane. But my first honeymoon was in Hawaii, and we got hit by a tsunami.
Nice.
Yeah, it was great. My second honeymoon was in St. Lucia, and we had a hurricane. And my third honeymoon was supposed to be in Key West, but another hurricane. So,
See, that would not have happened had you planned your honeymoons for, like, say, Bismarck, North Dakota or something.
or if you hadn't planned any fucking honeymoons, because some people just should not
This is God giving you the
do
signs.
this. Well, they're all natural disasters. These are things.
The marriages or the honeymoons?
the whole thing, And God bless my third wife, who I love dearly. She's not only my wife, she's my best friend, and this one's gonna work, or else I'm just gonna blow my brains out. I'm just sorry. I'm gonna become one of these musicians that go to hell. Okay, and it's just the way it's gonna be.
Well, let's see, but what happens is now the whole thing's a honeymoon now.
Yeah.
Post marriage, your whole relationship's a honeymoon.
Well, that's what I say. If you're going to get married, it shouldn't stop at the honeymoon. Either you have a honeymoon all the time, no matter where you are. I say if you're truly in love, it doesn't matter if you're living in a mansion or in a cardboard box.
Absolutely.
It's like they say, money can't buy happiness.
This is true.
You could be with the richest person and be miserable. Or you could be with the love of your life living on the sidewalk and be happy.
This is very true, and
I don't know about the sidewalk thing. I'm not sure.
I don't know about the sidewalk either.
But a little house up in the Catskills, perhaps, maybe, modest house like that might work.
Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Oh my God, this is very, very good. Tom, are you going to stick around
I'll
and finish
stick
up the
around.
show with us? Because
will.
you're a good guest. And
I will.
And let's hear it from my buddy Tom Corsiari. He is,
And there's that lovely audience again.
and now our great audience. And I'm going to play a little bit of soul for you. This is a very good tune, sung by the immortal James Brown.
Ain't you hip?
Papa's got a brand new bag. And this is crazy scene. He's not too fancy, but his mind is pretty clean. He ain't no drag. Papa's got a brand new bag. It's a jack. He's doing the fly. Don't play him cheap, 'cause you know he ain't shy. You're doing the monkey, some mashed potatoes, jump back, jack, later, alligator. Come down, sister. Papa's in the swing. Get you hip now, but I can dig the new breathing. He ain't no drag. He's got a brand new bag. But Papa, you're doing the jack. Papa, you're doing the jack. You're doing the twist. Just like this. You're doing the fight every day and every night. The thing like the boomerang. Hey, come on. Hey, hey, come on. Hey, set you up tight. Out of sight. Come on, see what you know.
Welcome back, guys. We are backstage with Lisa Polizzi and the Hothead, and we have a studio in-guest person, Louise Banta.
I want to thank you for having me, Lisa and Nick. Thank you.
And she's a little flamboyant, this one, and we just want to know why she stumbled through our door here at Madhouse TV.
First of all, Nick, I have to thank you for being a gentleman. Since this is radio, I'm a nudist. I did a show on Madhouse, and I mentioned that I was a nudist. I don't like wearing clothes, so this is radio, so thank you for being a gentleman.
Thank you for being nude.
I have had many of run-ins with the let's just say some guys press charges. So thank you.
So Miss Banta, we'll call you Miss Banta for the first, I guess, minute of this interview here. But so Miss Banta, what is your claim to fame there, Toots? Aside being nude.
Well, what I really am is I give advice. And I was a guest on a Madhouse TV show here, the Frank Pinch Show. And I made my singing debut. And I didn't even know if I could sing. I was like one of these people, like, what if I have this voice I didn't know about? And I did. I just opened my mouth and it came out.
So Frank gave you your first shot.
Yes, thank you, Frank. So now I'm a singer and I give advice.
And so is this sexual advice or?
Any advice.
Any advice? Well, Tom, just move out of the way so I could see my phone number over there so I could tell him 631-392-0003. One more time, 631-392-0003. And let's see if we can get a caller in here for you from Miss Banta for some advice. Wouldn't that be grand?
Be fabulous.
Very special.
It would be special. Well, how about giving me some fucking advice? Why am I that this could take like a week?
I'm here to help. I'm here for my service.
So why do I have such a short fuse? Obviously, they call me Hothead.
This is true.
And there's a reason for that. There's a very good reason why I'm called Hothead. It was given to me about 16 years ago, and it was because of the music industry. And we do have a call from Miss Banta, and we're gonna put that on hold. iTunes Radio USA. Who's on the phone?
Yeah, hey, this is Billy. Yo, who's that chick that's in the studio there?
The Louise Banta.
Yeah, who's she? Who's the chick?
She's a nudist.
How are you, honey?
Who's this chick? She's going to think she's going to give me advice on sex? Is that what it is?
Whatever you need, I'll give you advice.
Well, let me ask you a question, lady.
Mm-hmm.
How many times you been done?
I've been done for a really long time.
No. I don't mean how many times you've been done. I mean how many times you've been done.
Oh, what experience do I have in this area?
Yeah, how many times you've been done is what I want to know.
Well, I lost count. But I was raised with the gypsies. And
I can't hear you.
I was raised with the gypsies. My parents were nudists. It just comes natural to us.
But are you like loose or what?
At a time, in my heyday.
She's very firm, actually.
Rather firm. Pert, I would say. Pert.
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 Yeah, but are you loose?
Not anymore.
She's had that fixed surgically.
There comes to a time in a lady's life where things just don't function as they used to. And I am at that
So
point.
what you're saying you've been zipped?
Yeah. But I still give advice. I have learned many things amongst my travels and all the men and some ladies I've been with.
Where'd my guy go? Where the hell did the caller go?
I think you lost him.
Oh, we lost the caller. I guess you satisfied him.
I guess I don't know if you can say gypped to someone who was.
Am I
raised
that
with-
good?
You must be that good. You must be that
He
good.
couldn't handle me.
He couldn't. He couldn't handle it.
Maybe I should rethink things. Get back in the game.
But saying gypped to someone who's raised with gypsies isn't it like a hate crime?
It might be a
Yeah,
hate
you can
crime.
say that.
That's fucked up.
What's that?
Being gypped, if you're a gypsy.
That's like a hate crime. You can't say that. You can't say that. You can say it on internet radio.
I'm trying to think of another oops-a-daisy, and that would be our telephone microphone just deciding it's going to be thunder. There's the bowling ball I was waiting for.
I want my guy. He sounded adorable.
He was adorable. He sounds like the guy that we have who's going to do a segment on the show next week. And the guy's name is Vincenzo Bacino.
There you go.
And the name of the segment is Who the Fuck Does That? And that's going to be a very funny segment. He has all of these funny little things that happened in his life. And he likes to elaborate on them. He's you think I'm nuts. Wait till you hear this fucking guy.
Typical Long Island guy.
Yeah, he's from Staten Island, believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
And
He's from one of the islands. He's from the islands.
he's from
There you go.
So, Louise, we ain't done with you yet.
Oh, no.
We're not done with you yet. And so, what do you... This guy, he was kind of really fucking rude, don't you think?
Oh, no, I'm used to it.
Really?
People are forward.
That guy was nasty, man.
He was forward and backward.
He was forward, backward, reverse, and everything else. But that's a... Oh, no, I have a feeling this is this guy back again. I hope not.
Is that my Romeo?
It could be. This could be your love of your
Romeo,
life.
Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo?
iTunes Radio USA. Hello.
Hello?
Who's this? Please tell me I don't have a stutterer on the fucking phone.
On the radio.
No, I want to know if she comes to a house calls.
Oh boy. This is on our first day. Our first date. Listen, I don't mean any disrespect, but to have a fucking stutterer.
Listen, I will...
She do house calls.
All right.
Yes. Yes, I will. I will help you get out what you need to get out, as well as get things up.
How much?
Oh, we'll negotiate. Whatever works.
But do you go backwards?
Do I go backwards?
Yeah.
I go backwards, forward, sideways, upside down.
He didn't stutter on that one.
Good.
If it's not going to take to the rest of the show, who do we have on the line?
Hello?
Who's on the line? Another hang up. This is unbelievable. But
Listen,
anyway,
fellas, I need the business. You can't just hang up.
I know, and he had money. I think he had money.
I couldn't, he couldn't remember what word he was starting. He haven't finished it.
We're actually going to play a song that isn't from anyone who's deceased. These people, she's rather live, and she's one of my favorite artists, Miss Alanis Morissette.
Lovely.
I want you to know that I'm happy for you. I wish nothing but the best for you both. I know the version of me. Is she perverted like me? Would she go down on you in a theater? Does she speak eloquently? And would she have your baby? I'm sure she'd make a really excellent mother. 'Cause the love that you gave that we made wasn't able to make it enough for you to be open wide. No. And every time you speak her name, does she know how you told me it hopefully until you died? Till you died, but you're still alive. And I'm here to remind you of the mess you left when you went away. It's not fair to deny me of the cross I bear that you gave to me. You ought to know. You seem very well. Things look peaceful. I'm not quite as well. I thought you should know. Did you forget about me? Mr. Duplicity. I hate to bug you in the middle of dinner. There was a slap in the face. How quickly I was replaced. And are you thinking of me when you her? 'Cause the love that you gave that we made wasn't able to make it enough for you to be open wide. No. And every time you speak her name, does she know how you told me it hopefully until you died? Till you died, but you're still alive. And I'm here to remind you of the mess you left when you went away. It's not fair to deny me of the cross I bear that you gave to me. You ought to know. Cause the joke that you laid in the bed that was made, and I'm not gonna fade as soon as you close your eyes. And you know it. And every time I scratch my nails down someone else's back, I hope you feel it. Well, can you feel it? Well, I'm here to remind you of the mess you left when you went away. It's not fair to deny me of the cross I bear that you gave to me. You ought to know I'm here
We're still here with Louise Banta, and she's got some advice for you guys. So call in 631-392-0003. And so, Louise, what do you think of those past two callers that called in? They were.
I hope they call me back.
No.
You have to give them my number.
I hope one of them calls you back. Okay. Because, just because I don't want to be rude. Okay. But I used to have a joke about a stuttering guy.
Uh-oh.
And it's way too long to tell on the radio. But it's a very funny joke. But I don't want to make fun of stuttering people. I mean, what the fuck? That's just bad shit.
There you go.
I mean, I know I'm bad, but. So, Miss Louise, so what else you got for us?
Let's see.
She's a nudist. I'm an oldest.
That's
You like
like,
that? Little pun there.
well, what's your name? Denise? I'm the nephew.
There you go. The audience.
Our audience is still here? Holy shit.
And they're enjoying
man.
it.
That is unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Now, Nick, I understand there's a song. I'm going to just jump to a different subject for a moment. I understand there's a song that your father thought that you wrote.
Yes, this is a very funny story,
Okay.
actually. When I was I guess in my 20s, and I just started out playing, I made not a CD, it wasn't even fucking invented yet. I made a cassette tape of my songs that I used to do, and I put it on the tape because my dad used to drive all the way from Huntington, Long Island, Greenlawn, to JFK Airport.
Mm-hmm.
And so I gave him a tape, and I put on all my original stuff, which was 6 songs, not like my buddy Tom Corsiari, who has 7 fucking albums, but I had 6 whole songs that I had recorded. And I actually put a Harry Chapin song on the tape, and he would listen to this tape going from Greenlawn to JFK and back every day, and that's all he listened to. And my dad, God rest his soul, he would tell people that the only one of the cover songs that I put on the tape was a song by Harry Chapin, and it was called Taxi. And he actually told people that I wrote Taxi, which was pretty funny. And but my dad, he's a good man. He
Yes,
was
he
a good
was.
man, and God bless him. We're winding down here. We made it through our first show. I am very, very happy, Miss Polizzi. What do you think?
Yes, we had some great guests. I want to thank Louise Banter for coming down. It was a pleasure meeting her.
Absolutely.
And Mr. Tom Corsiari from
Thank you.
Deer Heart.
Thank you for having me.
He
folks.
will be another repeat guest as
Absolutely.
when our subscriptions and everything goes above 10 or 12 people. It'll be great. Everybody, don't forget, we're brand new. We're having a good time. We need you to go to the Facebook page. That's Backstage with Lisa Polizzi and Hothead. And if you're a musician, magician, I don't give a shit what you are, but if you got a funny story to tell, or you're selling a new CD, or want to get your band promoted on Long Island, come on into the studio. You could call in because the number's 392-0003, and just let's rap, let's talk. This
Yeah.
was a great fun show.
You need to get a message across or something.
Yeah, something. Tell us where you're playing.
Mm-hmm.
I know Tom's fiance is not happy that he doesn't have any gigs coming up.
Well, let's fix that.
Yes.
Where could you be reached? Are you on you have a website
I'm on Facebook. I'm on the Facebook. So you can look me up under Deerheart /Tom Corsiari, CIORCIARI, for those of you who can't figure it out by the pronunciation.
That is a pretty sick fucking name.
There you
by the
go.
way.
It's the only one I got. That's the only one I got. That's why I'm Deerheart. Deerheart actually means, that's the translation of Corsiari.
Oh, is it?
That's where it comes from. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that.
That's what it means. Go
yeah.
look it up.
Oh, I will.
Go onto your translator on your computer and translate.
I'm
my last name.
absolutely going to do that. We are Miss Lisa Polizzi and Hothead Nick, and I'm playing at every Friday at the Red River Inn in Yaphank. I also have I believe the last gig at Truffles in Wading River, which will be Halloween night, which is Saturday, October 31st, in case you don't know when the fuck Halloween is. You just think it's a day to go get free candy. And that gig starts at 8 o'clock. At the Red River Inn, I'm there every Friday, 5 to 8. And that's a happy hour, and it's a lot of fun. And Lisa, you gotta cut that out, man. You gotta stop eating that shit. Oh no! God.
Excuse me.
That is terrible. Terrible. That wasn't you. That was Louise.
There's Louise.
She's sitting in your.
Pardon me. It was the seats. They're leather.
And she's nude, so.
and there was no. And that. There was no obstruction whatsoever.
No obstruction. Absolutely.
No. But listen, guys, it was a pleasure having you, and we thank you. We're going to finish up the night with a song by Fleetwood Mac. And, honey, what did you say our sign-off was?
Oh. Smooches.
Toodles. Love ya. Bye now.